Good morning, fellow humans. Welcome to Me TV. I think yeah. Anyway, I don't have a lot of time this morning, but I want to keep the momentum going. I wanted to share a little bit of kind of a viewpoint on sometimes how difficult it can be to stand up and declare what you believe in, and the inevitable kind of social constraint and control that tends to happen when that occurs. Society and the people around you tend to, when you make people uncomfortable, they tend to try to control you or at least negate what you're trying to say, because it makes them feel better, makes them feel more in control, makes them feel more legitimate, whatever. I don't really care about there's numerous reasons why an individual would, if you have the courage and the wherewithal to stand up for what you believe is right and to declare yourself, it's almost inevitable that you will come up against folks that you really care about, that are of different opinions, and that will try whatever is necessary to put you back in your place. Because a lot of times when you speak truth, the people around you, it makes them uncomfortable. People don't like being uncomfortable. They don't like being confronted with the reality that no matter what their platitudes or what they think they are or who they believe they are, whatever their kind of their own personal image of themselves, whatever that is, when it comes in contact with an external reality that they just don't measure up, or they have a worldview that's indefendable. People tend to revert to the old ways of kind of trying to social structure, social control. That's just the way that humans are. But I wanted to kind of share a little bit on this topic in an encouraging role, because this is a shared experience and will continue to be so as this iteration of the struggle between these two worldviews continues in our lifetime, as is being currently expressed. People wind up being in the positions or the situations where they have to declare to the world and to themselves, more importantly to themselves, what they believe in. And also that belief should be challenged and tested. You can't sharpen a knife with a stick of butter, right? And so it's important to challenge yourself, to challenge your worldviews, to seek out other individuals who have especially antithetical views of you, about you, of antithetical views of the world than you, as a function of vetting and kind of proofing your own worldview, your own observations, your own teachers, your own everything. That's what good faith argument is. That's what debate is. That's how the Constitution works. Because the Constitution is an organized system of argument, really, and it works. It really does. If it's not circumvented, if it's not corrupted by other influence, and we can debate many things about that. I think I got a lot to say about that, but not right now. Mostly what I wanted to kind of share today is to give comfort a little bit to folks who do face this disconcerting reality that those individuals, in some cases, it's a shared experience these days where the people of your life, that beloved uncle or grandma or grandpa or dad or your best friend or the person that you care about very deeply, you all of a sudden are confronted by the fact that they aren't who you thought they were. And sometimes they are in the process of demonstrating they are who they are. And a lot of times they're not even self-aware. Because I've got a lot to say about the proclivities for self-deception when it comes to dealing with the reality of the disillusionment of one's worldview. It's not easy. I get it. It's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and realize that you've spent your entire life wasting your entire life on the propagation of a lie, or the propagation of something that is actually against humanity. It's difficult to deal with that. It's difficult to realize that your family and your family's family and your entire community is wrong, is unreasonable, is self-delusional. It's difficult. I get it. I've lived this for a long time. I've had to thread this needle for a long time in my own life, where, the people that you love and the people in some ways that you're dependent on, especially as children, how do you thread that needle? How do you deal with, in a world where all the people around you walk around with a mouth full of scriptures and a heart full of hate? How do you deal with that? It's not easy. I am in a position and a situation in my life right now where I can speak the truth. There are many that cannot. I get it. There are a lot of folks who, for whatever reason, cannot confront those individuals around you, or those belligerently ignorant around you, and they're not. Listen, people are not interested in a good faith argument. There aren't that many people who are actually interested in seeking the truth, wherever that, and have the courage to follow where that leads. Because a lot of times seeking the truth leads to personal disillusionment, leads to crises of faith, crises of identity, crises of understanding, because we as humans, a lot of times, especially in the white Christian nationalistic evangelical, the good people, especially in that area, that where the self-delusion is so thick, and it's a house of cards, that every card must be protected at all costs. There's a lot of evil and a lot of kind of pain and hurt that is individually doled out to control that community. It's not easy. It's not simple. It's not that old-fashioned religion that your daddy was always talking about. And even that wasn't the case. Even that is a lie. It is. I'm sorry, friends. Your understanding of your church history is fundamentally flawed. There are very few people that I've ever conversed with that had the courage to actually talk about, especially American church history, as it applies to morality, much less the current socioeconomic situation. Because it's tough to look in the mirror and to realize that you're part of the problem. People will lie, cheat, and do whatever it is necessary to make sure that that worldview is preserved, which also means destroying those individuals, or at least trying to denigrate those individuals that stand up and actually ask, well, okay, prove it. Or at least defend it. At least defend your position versus just screaming at me in memes that you don't even understand yourself. That's really the hardest. That's the hard part about this journey, is like the memes especially. I have a commitment myself to not make the mistake of creating a bubble, of a perception bubble. In fact, I very much I orchestrate, or I try very hard to invest in being a part of communities that I either don't understand, don't agree with, or just flat out am not a part of. It's important to me to respect the experiences of others. I can't experience what you can experience, and vice versa. But I can give you respect as a human, and I can give you compassion as a human, and I can profit from watching you. And that's generally what I try to do. I actually participate in a lot of different subcultures for that very reason, because my opinion is people are people. And the more that I can find that common thread of humanity, the more I can understand where people are coming from, and the more compassion that and the more courtesy that I can give them. Because I don't have a problem with criticism myself. I really do. It's okay. You can criticize me. It's all right. There aren't that many people in this world whose opinions actually matter to me. And that's a function of my own self-preservation, certainly. That's also a function of my refinement over time and my understanding of what I am in the world. If someone like me cannot stand and declare to the world what they believe in me TV videos that no one will ever watch, if I don't have that courage, then who would? Who will? I don't have children. I'm a pretty belligerent kind of guy. I know who and what I am. You can, and I know what my threat vectors are. I know where and how I can be attacked. I get it. Whatever. At the end of the day, we do what we gotta do. And I gotta stand up for what I believe is true, because that's what as a person of principle, that's what I have promised myself and others around me. It's not up to me for you to understand it. It's not up to me for you to respect it. I got a lot of people that respect me, and even if they didn't, I have a very narrow number of those individuals who I truly, whose their opinion actually would impact me. Sorry if you're not one of them. I'm kind of an elitist asshole, and I'm okay with that. I believe that men should be for the people and not of them. I believe that we should strive to be better than our fathers. We should strive to be better than our teachers. We should strive to know more than those that came before us. And if you don't, then you're disrespecting them, even from their place of ignorance, even if your teachers come from a place of ignorance. That's a kind of a healthy thing. We know so much more about the world and the universe. We know so much more about the universe even in my lifetime. My lifetime is a kind of, it's fascinating to quantify in that way. Now, my own education was flawed. I grew up being in a bubble that, the education materials that were used for my general education were propagandic in their very nature. And also, especially in terms of the history and the histories and the sciences, history especially, they were propaganda tracts that portrayed propaganda as fact. It just is. My education was for a purpose. And that purpose was not my own. That purpose was not me understanding how the world worked in a better way, or me being edified by the words and by the wisdom of others. That's not my purpose. My education was not that way. And you can get mad all you want, but the reality is that the curriculum and the statements and they were just false. They were a false narrative created for a purpose. And that purpose was congruent with the lost cause. And whether you like it or not, that's the truth. Anyway, I wanted to express just a little bit of a fuck you kind of vibe today when it comes to just to give those around me a little bit of encouragement to stand up for what they believe in and to take the hits and to be okay with the fact that those, sometimes the people that you used to look to as heroes fail. Sometimes they fail. And I can easily fail. I have failed. I have failed to be the person that I wanted to be in the past. That's because I'm a human. I get it. I have failed. I have failed those around me when I didn't want to. I have failed. I'm a human. And I'll take ownership of that. I'll take ownership of my failures, and I won't lay it all on the altar of someone else. It's my fault. My mistakes are my fault. So too, though, are my correct actions. So too is the courage to sit here and to declare that I really could not care less what you think you know about me. I'm a champion of the right and the good. I am a proponent of the Constitution and of reason and of scientific thinking and of truth. And sometimes that means I'm going to make you uncomfortable. And sometimes, and I'm sorry, but I'm not. I would much rather you declare and you show your own courage about what you actually believe in, instead of kind of try to convince me that you aren't something. Why don't you look at yourself in the mirror, be honest, look at yourself in the mirror and declare, at least that is courteous to your enemies and it is courteous to your friends, and it is also the right and proper thing to do. People are always going to criticize. They're always going to try to control you in all the little ways that has been kind of built up in your psyche, and all of the vitriolic kind of control mechanisms that junior high societies build up in you. It's okay. If you are a champion of the right and the good, take the hits. It's going to happen. Profit from it. Understand when people are attacking you, how and why they are attacking you. Use that as a way to analyze. Use that because all combative behavior is such. When someone reacts to a stimulus, that stimulus in a combative nature should be analyzed, because it can be, if it can be turned into a predictive reaction, it can be used. Maybe that's a little bit of Machiavellian for some folks, whatever. Well, that's a topic for a different day. I want to leave you with one last thing, and it's a poem, and I want it to be in the kind of spirit of encouragement, because being a good person, or having a commitment to a philosophy of life, having a commitment to being self-aware enough to understand your own worldview and have enough integrity to test that. It's not easy, and sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you feel really alone. I get it, but it's worth it. To set the cause above renown, to love the game above the prize, to honor while you strike him down the foe that comes with fearless eyes, to count the life of battle good and clear the land that gave you birth. Bring nearer yet the brotherhood that binds the brave to all the earth. That was written by Sir Henry Newbolt. He was born in 1862 and died in 1838. Think about that, or 1938. Think about that. 1862 is the middle of the Civil War. That's when he was born. 1938 was, well, for many nations during the Second World War. Imagine how this, imagine what this author, what his lifespan encompassed. Imagine the change of the world and the kind of the tests that he had to feel to write these words down and to share them with us. They're important. And they do bind the brave to all the earth. It's all right, friends. It's okay to feel sad. It's all right to feel angry when people attack you. It's okay to mourn the loss of your heroes. It's okay to mourn those loss of those individuals, or at least the world, the view, the image of those people that you cared about. This is a part of winnowing away. This is a part of the process. Our ancestors had to do the same thing. This is part of it. But I have faith because, well, my own version of faith is backed up by fact that we are winning. We're winning this world. This world is becoming a multicultural, multi-racial, multi-worldview culture. We're still surviving. We got a long way to go. And part of that means that people are gonna attack you. They're going to denigrate you for, they're gonna make fun of you. They're gonna dig up all of those things that, all of those childhood inadequacies. They're gonna use as whatever they can against you. It's okay. If your cause is righteous, test it, vet it, seek out people who are not of the same opinion of you. Test your ideas against other people's worldviews. Learn from them. Be respectful of those that are not respectful to you. Be courteous. That does not mean be weak. In fact, when someone of strength is courteous to you, you should become more careful. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure that I was able to convey what I wanted to convey, but we got to set the truth free, and sometimes being rambly and wandery like this is part of it. It's yeah, whatever. I hope you guys have a good day, and we shall march on. The truth shall set us free. It will, one way or the other. I hope you have a good day.